Hello friends, how are you all? Let us start with our topic, that is price determination under perfect competition. In the previous lecture, all we have already seen about the features of perfect competition. It is an imaginary concept. Here the price is taken by the seller as well as buyer. They are price takers, not the price makers. How the price is determined by the interaction of demand and supply, we see in this topic. Okay, let us start. Price determination under perfect competition. The interaction of demand and supply determine the price of a commodity in perfect competition. This is known as the equilibrium price. Marshall has compared the process of price determination to the cutting of cloth with a pair of scissors. Just like the Caesar. See how the Marshall explained it. It is just like a Caesar. Caesar it shows the cross, that is the here demand and supply. This is the equilibrium where DD and SS curve meet each other, and the intersection point is known as the equilibrium. See, it is explained in the schedule. Demand and supply schedule. Price per kg of apples is given and the quantity demanded and quantity supplied here. See, when the price is 100, quantity demanded is 5000 kg and quantity supplied is 1000. In that case, DD is greater than SS. When price increases, demand decreases and supply increases. At the price of 300 rupees, demand and supply, it shows an equilibrium position, that is DD is equal to SS. It is clearly shown in the diagram. See, when the question is asked about explain the price determination under perfect competition, you have to write this schedule along with the diagram. Always write that price in it should be taken on the y-axis and quantity demanded or supplied, or just say quantity is on x-axis. In that case, you have to show the demand and supply curve in one diagram only, and E is the equilibrium point where DD is equal to SS, and this point, this is the price of the commodity charged in the perfect competition. Okay, see, we will see the conclusions what can be drawn from this table. When price rise from 100 to 200, quantity demanded falls from 5000 to 4000 kgs, whereas supply will increase from 1000 to 2000. This is because demand falls when there is rise in price and supply rises with the rise in price. This, in the second paragraph, it is given that when the price rises up to rupees 300, quantity demanded and quantity supplied become equal, that is 3000 kg, and that means this is the equilibrium point when DD is equal to SS. When price further rises, the demand will fall but the supply will increase. The process of price determination is explained in the following figure. You have to go through this figure. Figure is very simple, easily you can calculate, and therefore Marshall has shown it is just a Caesar. What the Caesar we can say about the Caesar? It is just like the demand and supply when they cross each other, and that point E is the equilibrium point. See, the last sentence of this paragraph above the figure, this equilibrium price is determined by market demand and market supply. Okay, I think all of you are getting clear about this. The next one is imperfect competition. Imperfect competition is a type of market showing some but not all the features of competitive market. There are some features common to this perfect and imperfect, but some are different also. See, we will see the first type of the imperfect market, that is monopoly. Monopoly, always it says mono means single and poly means seller. It is given the term monopoly is derived from the Greek word mono, which means a single, and poly, which means a seller. That means monopoly is a market in which there is only one seller who controls the entire market supply for a product which has no close substitute. That means here only one product is being sold by the one seller, but the buyer are different, or we can say large. Here the definition is given by Professor E. H. Chamberlain, Monopoly refers to a single firm which has control over the supply of a product which has no close substitute. Here substitutes are not available and total control of supply is with the seller only. Okay, now we will see the features of monopoly market. The very first feature is single seller. In a monopoly, there is no competition as there is only one single producer or seller of the product, but the number of buyers is large. As already I told you that in the monopoly, buyers are so many, but seller is only one, that is single seller. The second is no close substitute. That means here there is no choice for buyers, only one commodity is there and the only one seller is there who is selling this commodity. Therefore, buyer don't have a choice to choose from. They have to either buy the product from the monopolist or go without it. The cross elasticity of demand for his product is either zero or negative. Because there are no substitute, therefore cross elasticity will always be zero. Then third one is barriers to entry. Entry of rivals is restricted due to legal, natural, technological barrier which do not allow the competitors to enter into the market. Here as the only one seller is controlling the whole market, he restrict the other to enter into this market. Then the fourth one is complete control over the market supply, and the supply is with the seller only. If he want to reduce the supply, he can, and if he want to increase the supply, he can. He is the sole producer or seller of the product, and therefore the control is in the hands of the seller only. He is the price maker. See the next point. Monopolist can fix the price of his own product as he controls the whole market supply. Monopolist is always a price maker. Please listen to it. It's an important one. He is a price maker. It may be possible he he charged the different prices to different people. It is shown in the next point, that is price discrimination. Monopolist being a price maker, he can charge different prices to different consumer for the same product. He can do so. If he want that his product is to be purchased by the rich people, he will charge price for the uh, uh, different price for the rich, and for the poor people he will charge different price. Here one example is given. Students and senior citizens are provided railway tickets at concessional rates. Yes, this is one of the good example here given. Railway tickets, as the monopoly is with the railway only, that they can charge the ticket rate of the ticket to different people for the different age criteria, because they are having the monopoly. And the last one is no distinction between the firm and industry, because a monopolist is the sole seller and producer of the product. Therefore, there is not that much difference between the firm and industry. It is the same one. Okay. Now we will see the types of monopoly. One very first is private. That is when an individual or private body controls a monopoly firm, it is known as private monopoly. For example, Tata. See, Tata Group has the monopoly over his product. There are so many products, or we can say not a single product has been not manufactured by Tata. That means Tata Group has manufactured all the products which are for the consumer. Okay. Then next one is public monopoly. When the production is solely owned, controlled and operated by the government, it is known as public monopoly. Normally, Indian Railways, here the example is given here, Railways is totally under the government control and therefore it is a public monopoly. Legal monopoly, this monopoly emerges on account of legal provision like patents, trademark, copyrights, etc. The law forbids the potential competitors to imitate the design or form of the product registered under given branded names. For example, Amul products. See, Amul products, they are having the monopoly over their products. They have their patent, trademark and copyrights reserved for them, because anyone can produce similar products like them but not exactly the same, and therefore they are having the legal monopoly. It is just similar with the film production and even song publishing also. If a singer, if he sing a song for himself or for public, then if any producer want to use his song in the film, he has to take the permission or he has to use this rights. Okay, then the natural monopoly, it is created on the basis of natural condition like climate, rainfall, specific location, etc. That is known as natural monopoly. For example, wheat from Punjab, natural conditions are so much created, it is created naturally so that the production of the wheat is greater in Punjab. It is one of the largest production of the wheat in our country. Then the next one is simple monopoly. In a simple monopoly, seller or firm charges a uniform price for its product to all the buyers. It's very simple one. Discriminating, firm charges different prices to different buyer by the same product. Here the example is given that doctor charges different fees to different patients. He can charge according to the financial condition of the patients or people. Okay, the last one is voluntary. To avoid cutthroat competition, some monopolists voluntarily come together and form a group of monopolists. This facilitates them to maximize the profit. For example, organization of petroleum exporting countries. Petroleum exporting countries, because petroleum सेक्टर जो है वो वहाँ पे एक मोनोपोली है कि वो एक पर्टिकुलर जगह पे ही मिलता है और वहाँ से वो पूरे हर एक कंट्री में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होता है पूरे वर्ल्ड में. दैट्स व्हाई इट क्रिएट्स अ वॉलंटरी मोनोपोली. ओके, I think all of you understood this. Today I am ending this lecture, and in the next topic I will give the price discrimination under monopoly. Okay, till then do study well, stay home, stay safe, and do like and subscribe my channel. Bye.